The mood of the country has turned against Labor, according to our latest Newshub Read research poll. Voters want a change of government.
National and ACT have streaked well ahead of Labor and the Greens and could comfortably form a government. Political editor Jenna Lynch joins us now with the numbers. Jenna, how bad's it looking for Labor?
Labor's winter of discontent has seeped through to spring. Labor plunging to 32.3%, a whopping 5.9-point drop. Its lowest result since Jacinda Ardern took the helm of the Labor Party. National has kept its head above 40, just on 40.7%, up 0.2. ACT has regathered some steam, 10%, up 3.6 points, and the Greens springing to 9.5%, up 1.1. Among the minors, only a few worth a mention. The Māori Party has dropped back to 1.9%, top just below them on 1.2. But look who's back on the rise. New Zealand First doubling its support on 3.3%, up 1.7. Not far off the 5% threshold needed to bring Winston back. Without a clear king or queen maker, the left-right blocks are now poles apart. National and ACT together 50.7%. Labor and the Greens trailing way back on 41.8. It all adds up to a wildly different parliament. Remember, you need 61 seats to form a government. Labor's 41 plus the Greens 12 get them nowhere near power. The Māori Party gets 2 seats because they hold an electorate. Even adding that in only gets the left to 55. National's 52 plus ACT's 13 though. Clear majority, 65 seats. That puts Christopher Luxon in pole position to become Prime Minister, leaving Jacinda Ardern out in the cold. The freeze of the South Pole, quite a pleasure actually, compared to the harsh chill of this poll for Jacinda Ardern.
Our starting point is not what can we do to change the polls. Our starting point is what can we do to support New Zealanders with the cost of living.
Labor knows why it's being frozen out.
The cost of living, the cost of living, the cost of living.
But how low can they go?
But you can't legitimately stay on as leader of the party if you drop into the 20s.
Again, I'm focused on doing my job that I've been elected to do.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. It's Chris Luxon. Can I take your order, please?
Even though the country has decided it prefers what National's serving up.
I'm not going to like you anymore.
Christopher Luxon's absolutely loving it, but not counting his McChickens.
I think this election's going to be incredibly tight and incredibly close, and there's a long way to go.
The frosty reception not just extended to Labor, but Jacinda Ardern herself falling down to 29.9% in the preferred Prime Minister rankings, a 6.4 drop. Christopher Luxon is falling too, though not as fast, 21.5%, down 2.4 points.
Has the country fallen out of love with you?
My focus is on making sure that we as a government deliver on New Zealanders' needs right now.
Perhaps even fallen out of like with you?
Oh, look, no, that's for voters to decide at election time.
But look out, Luxon, your deputy is registering in the ratings too, though only just. Nicola Willis on 1.5. David Seymour gets a look in, 7.3%. Winston Peters is back in the game too with 4.2%. And the only Green showing here, not the leaders, but Chloe Swarbrick has 2.4%.
Chloe is terrific, and I think it's great that she's getting that level of public support. But we are the co-leaders.
Is it time for one of you to step aside and make way for her to be co-leader?
That's up for the members to decide.
Prime Minister is not the job David Seymour has his eyes on.
I'm very happy to be the Minister of Finance if the policy's right.
Luxon not taking that or anything else off the table.
Would you make him Deputy Prime Minister?
Look, way too early to talk about coalition arrangements, and that's way too presumptuous.
All the attacks from the right hard to swallow for the attack dog Finance Minister.
Now it's called Chris Luxon and the trickle-downers.
It's very flattering that Grant Robertson's very fixated and Jacinda Ardern fixated on me, but frankly, I believe when you're in government and you're senior ministers and Prime Minister, you should be fixated on the New Zealand people.
Scraps usually saved for the campaign trail. Ardern revealing to Newshub it'll be a late election.
Look, we've got, roughly 12 months or so till it's election day.
It's always been game on for me.
Forget Christmas, it's beginning to look a lot like election year.
All right, Jenna, not too much to celebrate for Labor there.
That's right. Less than 1 in 3 voters intend to vote Labor. That is a disastrous result, and it's on Jacinda Ardern. Her stardust has turned to dust. When Ardern's popularity plummets, so does the party. And to put their result in context, Simon Bridges was rolled after scoring a 30.6 for the Nats in the Newshub Read research poll. Labor's not even 2 points above that, and they have crashed from much higher heights. Labor clearly knows it's on the back foot, knows the electorate is grumpy, and are warming to the Nats. that's why yesterday we saw Grant Robertson on the attack, comparing Christopher Luxon to failed UK PM Liz Truss. The Prime Minister hinted there she's likely giving herself the longest possible runway to the election, 12 months. The countdown starts now, and today an attempt to gain things back.